I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this creams, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. Here, I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Wow, so serious. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a foundation review. I am someone who absolutely loves complexion products. Anytime a new foundation or concealer comes out, I'm always giving it that sad eye like, I know we don't need it, but the claims they have may make me want it. So I ain't gonna promise nothing besides I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the claims and watch the reviews. And although I've already done a review on this foundation, the first time I did go in and get a shade that was too dark for me, and I didn't think it was fair to judge that foundation off the color when I really liked the finish. So I told myself, Torrence, we're gonna go to Sephora, exchange it for the right shade, and see if we like it even more. With any other foundation, if I don't like the color and the finish, I just figure it's not worth it because getting the right shade will still not change the way that it looks on my skin. And with this foundation, I had to give it a second chance because not only did I love it, so did you all. And that's going to be the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I initially tried this in the shade 370. Today I'm trying it in my real shade 345. So if you all have this foundation, please leave me a comment down below letting me know how it worked for you. But if you all would like to see what the shade 345 looks on my skin and see how I achieve this look, just make sure you continue to watch. Today, I know I can't call this video a first impressions because I've already used this foundation before. If you would like to see the first time I've ever tried it, I'll leave that video linked right here above. But today, I wanted to once again try out the Fenty Beauty Powder Foundation. I know right now everyone is going crazy over their skin tint, and because I'm on a budget, I'm debating on whether I want to get it now. If for any reason I do, I'm going to grab it from the Sephora 20% off sale. The thing is, I had already tried out the powder foundation, absolutely loved it. The only issue I had is I felt as if it came off a little dark on my skin. Everyone else kept saying it looks nice and natural, but to me, it sort of reminded me of a really dark tan or a slight sunburn. I just felt as if my complexion just looked a little too warm for it not to catch my attention. And after all was said and done, I looked at the packaging and realized it was shade 370. Looked at my liquid foundation and realized I normally wear the shade 345. I grabbed 370 during the time where I had a tan and went and got shade match, but that only works during the summer. Throughout the rest of the year, it's best for me to just stick with 345 and add a bronzer, but I was being lazy at that time. So today I wanted to go ahead and test this out using the shade 345, which is the one that's supposed to match my complexion. I know they said you may want to go a shade lighter or darker, depending on your complexion. With this powder foundation, to me, I'm gonna just add a bronzer. I'm the type who has so many, I never use them, and right now, since I don't plan on doing eyeshadow today, I can't guarantee you that. The very first time that I tried this foundation out, I did it, I believe, on top of everything. I did my concealer and everything down first, set everything with the powder, and then continue with my makeup. Today, I want to test to see out if it works the other way around. I'm someone who likes to put my foundation down first. I don't care if it's a mineral foundation, a powder, or liquid, but because most people were recommending putting it on top, that's what I wanted to do. But today, I'm just letting y'all in on my little world, and because I'm headed to work, we're gonna do what's comfortable for us. And if we got time, I might throw on the little eyes. Right now, I'm thinking maybe a 1, maybe 2 color shadow, but I can't guarantee nothing. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. As with all videos, all tools and product shields will be in the description bar below. And because I use this same It for Ulta brushes, this is the Complexion Perfection number 115 brush. I know many people just like a flat kabuki brush. I really like this angle one because it helps just swipe down with the skin. So I'm going to use this one once again. This is a rather large brush, but if you hold it just right, it does fit right here inside the compact. So that's a good thing. And just as before, we're gonna go ahead and swirl this onto the edge of the brush. I'm already wearing primer. I'll leave those delete. I'm already wearing primer, so we can jump straight into this. We're gonna just take this. I wanna grab, well, it's a mirror right here on here. Don't even need my Just Come Grab It mirror today. And I want to just see what kind of coverage we're going to get by just swiping straight up and down in this one area. Okay, and to me, that looks much more like my complexion. With that last foundation, I'm telling you, I could just see it instantly giving me a warm brownsy look. With this one, honestly, I think I may get a better coverage with a smaller brush. This one is picking things up. It is giving me coverage, but I feel as if because this brush is a little more fluffy than your average flathead kabuki brush, should not drop it immediate full coverage. With that last foundation being a bit darker, it was much easier to see when you were applying it. With this blending into my skin a little easier, it's making it a little more difficult. Okay, nose area. And this the side I'm really worried about because that's the side I done had that acne breakout on. Hey, I be trying to tell you, I be trying to be grown and sneak on my skincare routine. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna just sleep in today. We'll do it when we wake up. Baby, I got the kind of skin where I got to wake up, handle that, and then go back to sleep. It's like with kids, just because you want to sleep in don't mean they ain't got to eat breakfast, honey. Okay, and just using this brush, last time it did take me quite a second to put it on. Then again, powder foundations don't go on quite as fast as liquids. I want to do this one more time. Like I really want to swerve this brush in here and test and see how much coverage he's going to give me right here on this acne spot. Grab one more again because it don't look like he completely covered anything. Okay, and so far this is just a nice, soft, beautiful matte coverage. But we're going to try to go ahead and switch this brush out because I want something that's going to deliver just a little bit more than that. I'm going to try this brush here. Actually, let me try my favorite brush. This is also from Ulta. This is the LBD foundation brush, the 302. They've discontinued this brush, but I really want to see, like, how do you build up, sis? See right here. Oh baby, that's the one. She ain't giving full coverage just yet. When I tell you, I could immediately see and tell the difference. This is why I love this little brush. She is the full coverage queen. Let me get some of this forehead going real quick just to show y'all. Look at how that acne spot right there just almost disappeared. Like when I swirl this right here and then just press it, where is the spot that ain't been covered yet? My neck right here, you see that? Watch this. Press. See how that color just blended straight into the skin, honey? I want to show y'all that one more again. I'm just swirling my brush right here. Turn it to that side where you can see it's slightly dark. I want to make sure y'all get that on camera, honey. Then you just come in, press right through. It's just erasing. Oh yeah, sis, I'm liking this foundation even better now that I got this shade. Oh yeah, sis. Fenty has not been playing with the foundations. And before I was just 50-50 on this one, but now I'm already looking at it like, yes, this looks way more natural and much more like my skin tone than that 370. I ain't gonna lie, 370 was beautiful and I can truly make it work. But why make makeup work when it's supposed to work for you? One thing I can say is slightly annoying about powder foundation compared to liquid is how many times you have to go back in and dip your brush. But the pros to that is the fact that to me it looks much more natural on the skin and seems to blend it a little bit better from start to finish. Although I could clearly see where I was placing it and adding more coverage, it never left a harsh line like liquid foundation can really do. I want to make sure, oh, it's a hair right here on my nose. I'm trying to just buff away. And I know a lot of y'all like, baby, how much foundation is you gonna add, honey? I don't know. I just like going. The acne scar there is not completely covered. I'm sitting here just constantly adding. But you know what? She's good enough for me. She's definitely looking much more matte now. And you all seen I've been buffing and applying for at least 5 minutes. So this lets you know you can continue to add, you can continue to buff, you can continue to build, and things are going to look rather nice. Of course, because we're wearing foundation and this is matte, my face have a much rather flat appearance now than it did before we got started. I'm going to try to get right above the top lip a little bit more before we go. But honestly, considering how long we've been applying makeup and how much we put on, I ain't mad at her. Look at that. I think because my face looks so flat, this is easily gonna be able to tell that you're wearing makeup. But if I were to go in with a light brush, like a natural hair brush instead of a synthetic, I really think this will come off looking really natural. But what we're gonna do now is cut away, finish off the face, and when I come back, I'll show you exactly what we did before we spray the face so you can see what it looks like before and after setting spray. I'm back and I'm telling you all, off camera, it was decisions. I thought this was gonna be a quick, we're not even gonna do no eyeshadow, keep it moving. But look at how soft and pretty this turned out. If you all for any reason would like a tutorial on this look, this is all Fenty Beauty on the eyes besides the eyeliner. I can make sure I get that done for you. Just leave me a comment down below and I can make that happen. But I'm telling you, all of this happened by mistake because I was supposed to go in. I have a sample size right here of the Artist Couture Diamond Bronze Diamond Lights Finisher. I have, I think, all 7 shades that they've released, but I found this sample size that came with the lip gloss that I bought from Sephora a few months ago and realized this is the reason I never opened the full size. But then I realized we're doing a Fenty Beauty foundation and we got plenty of Fenty face products. Why use the Artist Couture? You could save that for a later time. And so instead of using that on the lids, what I have is not even an eyeshadow. Well, yes. First, I started off with matte eyeshadows. I pulled out my Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. If you all would like to see the tutorial I've done on this palette, you can check that out right here. This is one of my absolute favorite palettes. I know it did not sell very well. It even eventually went to clearance, but I love this palette because every time me and my friends used to go to a comedy club, this was the palette I would reach for. I knew it was quick, it was simple. I love Rihanna, I love makeup, so it was a win-win. And the only 2 shades that I'm actually wearing from this palette is this one here as a transition. This is Cumin Get It. Then I added this to my crease in Outer V. This is the shade Henna Sea. I also have both of those on the lower lash line. But on the lids, we don't even have an eyeshadow. This is an all over diamond veil, and this is in the shade Cognac Candy. I've never worn this on the face because I simply believe it would be darker than my complexion, so it may not come off as a highlighter. But as you can see, she is a beautiful eyelid topper. Normally, because I have hooded eyes, I will cut my crease with a glitter adhesive. I didn't even have to do that. I took a dry brush, placed it on, used the same brush to buff it into the crease. She fabulous. And although, decisions, I told myself, oh, we're gonna finally wear our Perversion black liner. You always skip it, but you absolutely love it. Then I reminded myself I'm headed to work, and although black would not have taken over this look, it would have been a little more dramatic. And because the last time I wore makeup to work, I really went over the top with that green and purple look. If you all missed that video, you can check that out right here. And so today I wanted to do a full face, but something much more laid back, much more soft and feminine, and something that, you know, I could probably book a client with, because with that other one, it drew everybody's attention, but I doubt if somebody will book me for an event like that. This here is some birthday makeup. This some party makeup. This I'm going out of town makeup. I'm broke, so I ain't going nowhere but to work, but that ain't none of their business. So instead of wearing my black perversion eyeliner, I stuck with Urban Decay because they make my favorites, and I went with my other favorite, my dark brown demolition. It was enough to go ahead and define my eyes without taking over because it's not as dark as the lashes. So my lashes actually get a chance to sit back. I would have put on strip lashes, but once again, we're headed to work, and strip lashes and goggles, it's a faded situation, honey. That glue starts to loosen up for me, so I just decided to avoid it. For mascara, I'm still testing out my sample of the Marc Jacobs at Lash Lifting and Volumizer Mascara, but because we were using Fenty Beauty, I said this isn't going to go anywhere. Skipping it for a day won't mean anything. So I just pulled out the Fenty Beauty Mascara. This is the Full Frontal Volume Lift and Curl Mascara. I have this on the top and bottom lashes right now. And for my lip combo, I went in because I don't believe Fenty Beauty has a lip liner right now. So I pulled out another brand owned by a black woman. This is the Juvia's Place Luxe Liner in the shade Cola. I believe this is the darkest liner they have, which is why it was the first one I purchased. And for lipstick, I believe Fenty Beauty are discontinuing their Mademoiselle Plush Matte lipsticks. This is the shade Single One, and I grabbed it simply because one, it's a nude, and nudes are my favorite lipsticks. And I'm single, I ain't got no man, so I'm wearing the Single One lipstick. This is my favorite of them all. The color is beautiful, the name is funny to me, and makes me feel fabulous, so let's keep it going. For brows, I did not wear my Fenty Beauty brow pencil. It was not until I went in and finished like Torrence. You got it right here. But I completely forgot, so I did use my ABH brow definer in the shade Chocolate instead of my Fenty Beauty Brow MVP in dark brown. But I keep them both right here. It's just ABH is what I use on a regular basis. I try to save my Fenty Beauty one for special occasions. And today could have been that, but racing out the door and not paying attention. And I just set that with my ABH brow gel. I don't even think I'm ever going to change up on this one because she's fabulous. Now, instead of even purchasing this full size, I now purchase minis because many times you can find them buy two, get one free. So it's like I can keep that mini and barely ever run out. I know this can easily take me a year. Keep that other mini in my freelance kit and have one as a backup. But honey, we've been talking long enough, and as you can see, the glow in the face is beautiful. Oh, I almost forgot my highlighter, honey. I'm sitting back looking like, wait, you talk about glow, honey? How you gonna forget that one part? For highlighter, I had never tried this before, even though it sits right here on the shelf behind me. This is my Fenty Beauty Fairy Bomb Shimmer Powder in the shade 24 Cray. She's pretty. In the container, she honestly looks a whole lot more glittery than what I thought it was gonna be. Even when I first put it on the skin, I kept saying like, Torrence, you can see the sparkle in that, but even right here in person, it's so microfine, it's pretty. In person, you won't be able to lie and tell someone I'm not wearing highlighter because they will see that micro sparkle there, but she's so subtle and she just barely grabs your attention. And I'm glad I grabbed this color 24 Cray because it just melts right into the skin. The one thing I would tell you though is be very careful. It does have these little perforated holes that has the Fenty Beauty logo on it. And I took it and just it wasn't accidentally, I purposely took it and just tapped it one time like this. I didn't expect all that product to come out. So I'm telling you, once you open it, barely sprinkle it. Act like you on a diet and you just sprinkle just a tiny bit of salt on your food, honey. Like the tiniest bit. Because I pour so much that I took and went and got me a little small cup. Because I said, honey, what we not about to do is throw that away because we need to wash this at the end of the night, honey. We'll keep this, we'll save it, we'll use it for eyeshadow. And come to think about it, that's the one part we did not do. I'm going to just take this MAC 242 brush, dip it into some of this powder, and I forgot to highlight my inner corner and my brows, honey. See, this is why you come back on camera because it helps you remember everything you did not do. So we're going to go ahead and use that 24 Cray right there at the inner corner highlight. Bam! Look at how beaming and bright she is. Whew, might have put a little too much, but who cares? And we're going to take just the tiniest bit of what's left and graze that underneath the brow. I truly recommend that you knock your brush clean before you do this step because as you can see, that's beaming from across the room, honey, compared to that one. But because I'm that extra girl like that, when it comes to my makeup, me no care. And just because, why not we being a little extra, I know it's extra product on this, I'm just gonna take and swipe that right down the middle of the eye. Why not? It's just enough to highlight, but not enough to take over. And you can see how just all of a sudden, it's this slight beam right there in the center of the eye when I turn my head. It's not so much where it just instantly stands out, but it's enough for you to notice once I tell you it's there. Oh yeah, baby, if y'all want a tutorial on this, I promise I can redo it. It is fast, it is easy. 2 mattes, 1 shimmer, no glue. I promise y'all, if y'all want it, I will get it done. Before we go in and spray everything, I just wanted to go ahead and make sure you all can see a left to right view of exactly what my face looks like before I set it. Right now, I do still have all of my baking powders and everything on the skin. I just really wanted you all to see exactly what this powder foundation looks like. But before I give you all my final thoughts, let's go ahead and grab our sprays because you know I'm about to get mine. Fix Plus to give us a glowy dew. All nighter so things last all day. Sheet Fan, Expensive Breeze, Good Times. Gonna give this a few more seconds to dry and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And this is the final look. I want to go ahead and give you all a full face view of things before I give you all my final thoughts. And honey, tell me this ain't a beautiful look. I'm in love. From the foundation, to these eyes, to these lips, you can't tell me nothing, honey. I already knew this was a beautiful foundation from when I wore the 370 shade. I just kept telling myself about how natural it looked and how I could really wear that on a no makeup day. But the only two, I'm gonna say 2 complaints that I had is one, that first shade was too dark. This one here, we don't got that issue. And for that second one, to me, simply because this is a white compact, anytime you press into any powder product, you risk getting hiccup. And so for me, just being the person I am, I may find that it'd be a little bit difficult to clean this up. I know I never used the sponge here, but when I went to clean it up earlier, you can't even barely tell it's there. It did leave a little powder that seeped down and got on the sponge here. Other than that, I don't see what a person could complain about. I personally would like more product just because of how heavy I put my makeup on and how often I wear it. I know I can run through this in a year, no problem. I could probably run through this in 3 months. But then again, most people don't wear makeup as often as I do, and most people don't wear it as much as I do. I'm headed to work to do a full face. This is early in the morning, and I'm doing this. Chances are I may come home, take this off, and do something else. Most people not going through their makeup like that, but then again, we all got our preferences. So if you are someone who either A, doesn't wear makeup too often, or B, you don't want a full coverage heavy look, this may be the foundation for you. Off camera, I put on a full coverage concealer and baked. So with all of those steps, this is a beautiful look. This is a soft look, but this is nothing I'm gonna be able to tell anybody I'm not wearing makeup. Honey, I can't convince nobody of that. Even without the eyeshadow and the lipstick, the human skin just isn't this flawless. Underneath the eyes just usually isn't this bright for most people. But that's my alarm letting me know I got 15 minutes to head for work. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, I'm back. I just wanted to make sure I turned that alarm off. And I just wanted to finally say, if you don't have this foundation, I truly believe it is worth the money. I honestly, without any shadow of a doubt, I like this more than their original matte and their original hydrating foundation. Even though it doesn't offer the same amount of coverage, to me, the finish is much more beautiful. The shade match is much more beautiful, even though they say it's the same color. It's just, I'm loving it. And I've never really been a big fan of just pressed powder foundations. I've always preferred loose powder because it was easier to mix. But I'm really debating on getting that skin tint because softer look and more light to medium coverage foundations are really in, and I'm starting to see why. So If you all really would like to see a tutorial on the Fenty Beauty skin tint or on this eyeshadow look, just leave a comment down below and I can get that going for you. And with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye YouTube.